가열아.
Language, rhetoric, literature, and literary culture. We also create literature. We perform that work by reading and writing. And reading and writing are what the students before you have been doing. To spend several years exploring profound books and ideas amounts to an extraordinary privilege. It is serious work. It is also a cultural necessity. Over 400 years ago, the Elizabethan writer Sir Philip Sidney described the purpose of literature as to delight and to teach. Literature delights, Sidney said, in order to move men, to take that goodness in hand, which without delight, they would flee as from a stranger. And literature teaches in order to make people understand that goodness towards which they are moved. Of all the arts and sciences, Sidney argued, literature has the greatest capacity to move and affect us because it appeals the most comprehensively to our human faculties, through our sense of rhythmic sound and musicality, through imagery that awakens our visual and visceral imaginations, and through ideas expressed to activate both our intellects and our feelings. It is that sensual and intellectual complementarity that makes literature memorable and significant, and that moves the reader towards goodness. So these graduates have been reading, but reading in a way that requires the full engagement of their beings. Such reading is an ethical act as well. To read well in literary studies means to put yourself on unfamiliar terrain, to find your way among other sensibilities and often archaic genres, forms, and turns of language. To read well requires an unusual degree of empathy, a receptiveness to the subtleties and complexities of life experiences vastly different from, even inimical to, one's own. Reading literature builds empathy, a quality of which our society is much in need today. Reading well demands close attention to language and nuances of expression, and it insists that moral truths be determined not simply by invoking categorical absolutes, but by sifting the rough-edged details of life in all its immediacy. These graduates have
Christy C. Anderson. Alexa Danielle April, Sigma Tau Delta. Kote Omanya Ashen. Jennifer Nicole Bates. Danielle Elaine Burgess. Angela Cho.
잽. 아니 그냥 바글바글한 게 좋은 거야.